Hi, this is Amy Romeo from the jewelry making and craft blog, amyromeo.com, and in this channel I share fun and easy jewelry making and craft projects. Today in this video I'll be following up to a video I made a few weeks ago where I showed you how to make Cricut faux leather key fob wristlets, and I got so many questions about how you can personalize them with a name or text using heat transfer vinyl. So today in this video, I'll be showing you exactly how to do that using two new Cricut features, kerning and offset. So if you're ready to learn how to personalize your keychains, let's get started. Let's go over the tools and materials I'll be using for this project. In my first video, I made the key fob wristlet out of faux leather with heat transfer vinyl on the inside. And in this video, I'll be showing you how to cut two pieces of faux leather and attach them together so the inside is faux leather and not heat transfer vinyl. If you haven't watched this video, I'm going to link it for you. I would watch this video first and then come back to this one. But the materials are basically the same as the first video. I'll be using a Cricut Maker to cut the materials, but you could also use an Explore Air 2 or the Joy if you have the long mat. I'll use a purple cutting mat and a green mat to cut the faux leather and the heat transfer vinyl. I'll use blue painter's tape to tape the faux leather down to the mat before I make the cut. And the faux leathers I'm using, some of these are from Amazon, some of these are from one of my favorite faux leather suppliers. I'll link to these for you in the comments, but you can really use any faux leather you like. I'll be using a Cricut weeding tool to weed the vinyl. The vinyl that I'm using, you can use any you want. I'll be using some white solid. This is a rose gold metallic foil, and then I'm also using some glitter. Again, you can use any vinyls that you want. To press the vinyl onto the faux leather, I'll be using my Cricut Easy Press Mini with a Teflon sheet as a cover sheet, and also a heat pressing pad to protect my surface. You could use an iron if you wanted to, or a traditional Easy Press. To glue the two pieces of faux leather together, I'll be using art glitter glue, but you could use any good fabric glue that is gonna be really good at holding the two pieces of fabric together. And then for the hardware, I'll be using these Key Fob findings. This is the 1-inch thick size, and this is a rose gold, which I thought would be pretty. A lot of these findings come with the pliers that you need to crimp them closed. So I'll link to these again for you. These come in a lot of different metal colors. Finally, I will be using some Sharpies to finish off the edge of the faux leather. And I have the SVG cut file if you want to cut this shape. It's in my resource library on my blog, and I will show you now how to go ahead and grab that and download it so you can craft this project along with me. To get the free SVG cut file for the key fob wristlets, you'll be able to find that in my resource library on my blog at amyromeo.com. And from this main menu here, you'll see resource library. If you already have the password, you can click there to enter it, or you can click get a password and let me know where to email the password to you. You'll receive it right away, and then you'll just come back here, go into the library, and you're looking for design number 180. You'll click on the file to download it, and you'll need to unzip the file before you can upload it to Cricut Design Space. And in Cricut Design Space, I just want to show you, once it's uploaded, I'll click on the shape to select it and click Insert Images, and that will bring these two shapes onto my canvas. So this key fob wristlet project, I'm showing you how to attach two pieces of faux leather front to back. So this will cut the two pieces of faux leather. Because these two shapes are the same color, that's telling Cricut Design Space that you want to cut both of the shapes on the same mat. So you'll want to keep both of these shapes the same color if you intend to cut them from the same material. So the outside of the keychain and the inside are the same print. If you want to cut from two different faux leathers like I'm doing in this project, then you'll just want to change one of the shapes to a different color, and then Cricut will put them both on two different mats and you'll be able to cut them separately. So if you want to watch step by step all the settings and how I cut faux leather with my Cricut, be sure to check out that first video. Now I'm going to go ahead and show you how to set up the personalized text using kerning and offset. So I'm in a new blank canvas in Cricut Design Space, and the Design Space app has updated for me with the kerning feature. Kerning is just a way of making a script font, make all the letters of the script font connected nicely. If you remember before in Cricut Design Space, you would spell out a word in script or cursive letters and they would be separated and it would be a pain to connect all the letters again. Well, Cricut with their new update of kerning has fixed that for us. So it makes adding personalized text to these keychain fobs very simple. So the first thing I'll do is click the text icon and I will go down here and I will type my desired text. And up here, when I choose my font, you will see now, if you have the update, you'll see only kerned fonts. And you can select that so that it will only show you fonts that offer this kerning feature, which is really nice. So I know the font that I want to use. It's called MF I Love Glitter. It's a script that you'll recognize. What I like about it for these keychains is it's nice and drawn out. It's not a short, stubby font. Because these keychains are wide, it's nice to sort of fill up the space. So I've got my font here, and it shows me that it's 0.872 inches tall, which is good because the height on these Key Fob wristlets is 1 inch tall, so we want to make sure our font stays underneath that. So I'm going to pick a different color, and I want to zoom in just to show you. So even though the letters are connected before they would have been separated before this kerning update, you can see there are still lines here in between the letters. And what that means is when you send this this name to be cut out of vinyl using your Cricut, the Cricut will cut these letters apart, and you don't want that. So what you'll do is just go down to weld and click that, and you see those little lines disappear. So if we've checked the height and the height is shorter than 1 inch, you could cut your name just like this from vinyl. But I also want to show you another trick. I'm going to be using floral printed faux leather, and a thin letter style like this one might get lost on a very floral background. So I want to show you how you can enhance your name using another new Cricut feature called Offset. So it's right up here, and what this is going to do is add an outline to our letters. So I'll click on Offset, and it pre-selects 0.25 inches as the default. I'm going to put in 0.07 and show you what that looks like. You can see that now there's a little outline around our letters. So I will click Apply, and that makes the offset for us. And depending on what color of vinyl you cut your offset background from, that'll really make the letters more visible on a printed leather. So I see now that the entire name with the offset is a little over 1 inch, so I will make sure to select both, and I will go right up here to the height, and I will choose 0.9 inches, again, just to make it a little bit shorter. So one last thing that I wanted to show you, with an offset, you see sometimes you get these little cutouts in the offset background, and I wanted to show you how to get rid of those if you wanted to. This is optional. So I'm going to select the offset layer and click Contour, and this will show us all the layers that we can contour or hide from cutting. And let me just get right back here. Here we go. So you can just click on the ones that you want to hide. Those two, I don't want them to cut just because they're fiddly. And let me close this out. There we go. And you see now those little tiny holes have disappeared. So it's just a cleaner look. Again, double check, confirm that your name is shorter than 1 inch, and we're all set to make this cut. So I will go ahead and click Make It. So Cricut Design Space has separated the two layers for us onto two different mats. And of course you can choose whatever color vinyl you'd like to cut these from. It doesn't have to be the color shown in your mat preview. I just chose different colors so that you could see the difference, and Cricut would put it on two different mats. So the important thing to do here is to mirror both of these mats, because the name is obviously text and it needs to cut in reverse. So now that I've mirrored the mats, I'm ready to make these cuts. I'm not going to show you how I cut the vinyl
because I show you how to do that in my other key fob video, which I will link to for you, so you can check out cutting the vinyl and cutting the faux leather in that video. In this video, I'm going to go ahead and cut out these names and the faux leather shapes, and then I'll show you how to assemble the keychains and finish them off with the key fob hardware.
So I've gone ahead and I've cut the 2 faux leather strips, one for the inside and one for the outside. And I've also cut my heat transfer vinyl and weeded away the excess. And you can see here I've got the offset of the name, which is going to go in the background, and then I've got the name cut out of glitter heat transfer vinyl. So the first thing that I need to do is glue the 2 pieces of faux leather together, and I like to use art glitter glue because it comes in this bottle with this nice precision tip. You can use any fabric glue that you like. I wouldn't suggest a big gloopy glue, something like E6000 where you get big thick pieces. You really want it to be nice and thin so that when you press these 2 pieces together, they stay nice and flat. So I'm just going to apply some glue to the back, and you'll want to get close to the edge, but not get all the way to the edge because there will be some seepage that happens. That's actually a good thing. You want to get the glue to seep right up to the edge, but not over. So I'm just gonna kind of do this. I've got a little too much over here, but normally I would spend some time moving the glue around. So once I've got that, I'm just going to line up these 2 shapes. And what's great about the Cricut is because we cut these shapes with the Cricut, they exactly match in size. So you'll want to spend a little time making sure that the edges are perfectly lined up. Flip it over. And then the key to getting this to glue and dry nicely is to now press it under something heavy like a book for at least several hours. Really, overnight is best. A lot of people, when they first apply this glue, they say, oh, there's no way this is going to stick, or it doesn't look good. It's because it's got to be pressed under something heavy and allowed to dry really, really flat. So I already have one that I did yesterday, and I want to show you how nicely it comes together. It makes it really flat, and there's no peeling of the edges. It's just a really nice glued effect. So I'm going to set this one aside to dry, and I'll go ahead and show you with the one that I've done already how I'm going to apply the name. So something really important that I wanted to mention, if you are going to apply a name with a heat press like I'm going to do now, it's really important that the glue inside is completely dry. If the glue inside is not completely dry, it'll make the faux leather bubble up. So you either want to apply your heat transfer vinyl once this is completely dry, or you want to apply your heat transfer vinyl before you glue the 2 pieces together. Okay, so I've got my Easy Press Mini here set on the lowest setting, and I'm going to first fold over my keychain so I can get a sense of where I want the name to be. And this is personal preference, but I do want the name sort of centered in this area. So probably right about there. So I will take this off. And again, this offset technique that I showed you does allow the print to show up a little better on, you know, a floral pattern or a busy pattern like this. So I've got it where I want it to be, and my heat press is ready to go. So I will cover it with my Teflon sheet, and I'm just going to press just for a few seconds. I like to press for about 5 to 7 seconds before taking off the cover sheet and seeing if I can remove the material, and I can. Then I'll go ahead and layer the name. And just repeat. You can also do this with a regular easy press, like a 9x9 easy press. You'll just want to refer to the manufacturer's directions for whatever your heat transfer vinyl is, since on that press you actually set a temperature. I found with faux leather it's better to start with a lower temperature, and just repeat as necessary than to go with too high of a temperature and burn the material. So there we go, that's our name. And see how the offset, the white offset in the back, allows the name to be more visible. Isn't that cute? So the last step is just attaching the hardware. And as I mentioned, if you bought these in a kit, usually they come with these pliers. So all you do is put the two ends together. And on these, there's sort of a flat side and then a side with the little crimped edges. I like to put the crimped edges on the back. So you just line it up, sort of hold it in place, and then squeeze down. And these are rubber tipped so they don't scratch up your hardware, and they press that down. And that's it. Isn't that cute?
I hope you enjoyed this project and you're going to try personalizing some keychain wristlets yourself. Remember, you can head over to my blog at amyromeo.com and grab the free SVG cut file for this pattern. I'll leave the link in the description box for you. And I can't wait to see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.